Hello, everybody. Welcome. We are live here. It is April. It is Easter season. It is WrestleMania season. We are live here in Cleveland at BA Sweeties. That's why we have a bunch of these treats right here. And we are excited. We're ready to go. The Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast live. Anthony Alford, Kyle Cornell here with you, live on location. Our second show.
That's right.
Here at BA Sweeties. And I can't even tell you how many times, even before we came on the air, where I was like, oh, my goodness, they have this too? I looked right behind Kyle, and they have cotton candy here, which I didn't even know that they had cotton candy. They have everything that you need as far as sweets and all the good treats right here at BA Sweeties, including something, and I must make an apology to my fiance Rebecca. She's here. She's out there shopping right now, actually. But
I'm taking selfies on TikTok to try to get this thing to start.
The theme of today was ready to go until we hit go.
Yeah, hurry up and wait was the theme today.
So over there, I was here a few weeks ago, and she was like, "Can you buy some toxic waste?" I'm like, toxic waste? What do you mean? The candy? And I told her, I'm like, I couldn't find it. She pointed me right at the section. It's back there. She pointed me right at the section of the toxic candy. Okay, listen. I want to make an apology right now to Rebecca. Yes, the sour candy, the toxic waste is here. They have the big cans and the smaller cans too. So they're all set. It's here. And you can get it at BA Sweeties.
That's right.
Are you right? Are you good? Oh, no, it's still loading.
I'm still working on it.
Also, since it is Easter season, Peeps. Gotta love it. We got the purple, got the classic yellow right there. So a lot of cool stuff. And, of course, let me tell you, you cannot come here without buying one of the locally produced popcorn.
All right.
So this one here from Campbell's, local factory down in Strongsville. Got this flavor. Got the fruity flavor. Got the cheddar flavor. Got all these flavors here. Are you just giving up on that?
I'm going to wait till our first break, and
Okay.
we'll dive back into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's asking some interesting things, I guess, because all the band stuff and everything, it's getting a little more tight-lipped with all that stuff. So,
and unique drinks here as well. This is just, let's see which one I picked out here. How about this root beer?
this is, oh, wow.
Look at that.
Okay.
Yeah, Rebecca's just walked out the shop. She is, her bag is full.
You're assuming there's only going to be one bag, yeah.
My bag is full. Are you kidding me?
So rich and creamy, you'll swear it's made in heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, say hello to Tom. He's right in front of us.
Tom, how we doing? He's gonna join us, obviously, coming up in the 12 o'clock hour for a little bit.
We're good. We had to steal some of these nice treats here. The popcorn. I have to tell you, the cotton candy popcorn approved in my household. Approved. We'll see Tom coming up at 12 o'clock. But we're here at BA Sweets. We're excited to be among everyone here. This is unique, Kyle, because not only is it peak season for pro wrestling, which is what we'll talk about today, but it's also peak season for the largest candy store in North America, locally owned, 75 years strong.
I tell you what, this is their Super Bowl, right? Easter is only a few weeks away now, 2 weeks from today. So they are gearing up. They have special holiday hours, too, moving forward now until the 19th of April. So make sure you guys take a look at that, obviously, Monday through Saturday, again, looking at 9 to 8.
Yep.
So extended hours, and then Sundays are 10 to 6.
Yeah.
Through the 19th. So there's a couple weeks, extended hours, a chance to get in here and get what you need. And you mentioned it, man. Obviously, we have a lot on the table, but there's even more behind us. It's an unbelievable store.
So much. And, the unique pops, the classic pops as well. I can't tell you. There is a difference when you drink out of a glass bottle as opposed to, like, cans and plastic bottle. Like, there's a clear difference. And even people, younger generation, you don't understand until you get this.
You want them off your lawn, too, while you're talking down to the younger generation?
You don't understand how good this is. But we're here at BA Sweeties again. Open today until 6 p.m. So they're open now. Come on in and judge from the parking lot. A lot of people are here already.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, people are getting back from church now. They went to church in the morning, here on Sunday, and they came through. And this is going to be how it is the entire day. It's going to be people coming and going. It's that time of year for BA Sweeties.
And what you'll also notice, too, while we are taping here live, this is open here. So any customer here needs to walk through, put carts back, anything like that. You're going to see people walking behind us. That's okay.
We try to take up the least amount of space as we can so people can get through and still get to where they need to go.
But this is exciting stuff. It is so fun to be here. It smells great, too. You don't know. I watched when I was younger. We all watched, the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, and you always envision, how does candy smell and everything, and you don't know, there's a smell here too that is unique. That just takes you back.
I can move further down the table if you need me to. What are you trying to say?
All right, let's go. Here with you until 1. Cannot wait to get into it. And it is our peak season too because
that's
right. If you didn't know, a lot happened this past Friday, and we're gonna jump right in. I was debating which topic to start with because one seemed obvious, obviously the favor with Punk. But then all over the streets, all over the internet, everyone cannot stop talking about Tiffany and Charlotte. So we'll talk about Tiffany and Charlotte coming up in about 15 minutes. But I do want to start with Punk. We heard the favor. If you follow our Instagram page, I have reaction to where that favor is going to lead to, but we'll table that for just a second. Your initial reaction to the favor of Paul Heyman is going to be in his corner at WrestleMania.
Yeah, unfortunately, very predictable, right? I mean, that's the number one thing. I think a lot of the fans were let down, and Roman's reaction originally to it, they kind of laughing like, that's it? I thought he was going to say, okay, sure, take him.
I loved the reaction from Roman.
But then, he kind of followed it through with he wouldn't even do that if I told him he could. It's that unwavering confidence that he's had since Paul basically went with him. He leveled up his confidence to a whole new level with having the wise man in his corner. For the first time in, 5 years, 6 years now, he's not going to have him there. If you really think about the grand scheme of that, Paul not being in Roman's corner for a match, all the bloodline turmoil, all the BS, all the stuff that happened with the family, for him not to be there at a WrestleMania main event, I mean, that's huge.
Let's talk about that for a little bit because it is a big deal. I guess what we want to get at, why is it a big deal that Paul Heyman is not going to be on Roman's corner?
This is Roman's finished product, right? The Tribal Chief is his ultimate form. He's in God mode, right? That's his whole thing. Who's been right next to that the entire time?
Wise man.
He's not there.
He's the guy that sets the game plan. He's the guy that sees things down the road. I mean, we even saw last year when the wise man, he didn't want to, had to join solo.
Yeah, because Roman was gone. He had no choice. He wasn't picking up his phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of things we can build off of with the history, even the most recent history inside the past year of these two. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think it was great. I think Roman's reaction was great. And it throws a wrinkle in, but it opens the door to something even crazier happening when WrestleMania comes around.
Yeah, so I had mentioned, just watching this whole thing play out, there was a key line from Seth Rollins. And you're probably wondering, wait a minute, what's the point of Seth being
He's not
there?
even involved. Yeah,
not even involved.
Yeah,
This
he's just
is
in the
really
match.
between Roman and Punk. I've even seen people online, writing and saying, why is Seth Rollins involved in this? This is, the story is Paul Heyman and CM Punk and Roman Reigns. What does Seth have to do with any of this? There were three things that happened, okay? And I'm going to kind of circle through. When Seth Rollins showed up in his GMC truck, not a sponsor, but
just to to troll a little bit.
Listen, man, that was crazy. But when he showed up, he was like, Paul, you look rough. Like,
this is the roughest I've ever seen you.
This is the roughest I've ever seen you. Like,
Which he's looked considerably worse.
Yeah.
Like, when Roman first left, the gray hair, the beard, the getting put through a table, he's looked so much worse.
So that put in my head that, wait a minute, Roman, even though Roman treats Paul like, it's a foregone conclusion he's going to, but Paul Heyman is very important to Roman.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman, obviously very important to CM Punk. But Seth Rollins is the one who's telling Paul Heyman he needs to elevate.
Yeah.
Nobody tells him that. Nobody tells him that he needs to elevate. So that was the first little, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We get to the final promo in the ring, right? We get there. And I pointed out IG. The line of, oh man, what was the line? It was the, sometimes you either sit back and let fate decide what you want to do, or you take power and control of your own future.
Right.
It was that line right there that I'm like, oh, this is obvious.
Well, it's like living in reality, right? That was the thing, and then sometimes you can let it beat you down, and you could cry and lose about it. But I got perspective was the big thing for me over the past week.
And who was that perspective from?
The guy who's been used as a bargaining chip, essentially throughout all of this. I mean, that's what it's been. It's been like a bargaining chip.
I think what's interesting, like, why is that important? I think what's interesting, Seth Rollins has been disrespected for really his entire career. Like, we always talk about the greatness of Roman Reigns. We talk about the greatness of CM Punk. You can even talk about the great, like Dean Ambrose, John Moxley. Like, he went out to be his own guy, right? He made it through. You look at Seth Rollins, you look at his resume. Seth Rollins, his resume is first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is, when Seth Rollins is, like, his word matters. But we talked last year when we did this show. Oh, he's the fourth guy in the tag team match.
That's not even wrong. Like, he played obviously a pivotal part in everything and getting Roman distracted and all that stuff too, based on their history. But yeah, he's always been kind of like second fiddle to Roman. He's been the 1B to 1A as far as like the face leader of the company. Even when he was with the Authority and he had all that stuff going on, people were still, and they were still pushing Roman down everyone's throats. And so that's like, I'm right here.
Even go back to the Mania kickoff show last year. Seth Rollins is the world heavyweight champion at that time. He should be on equal footing as the tribal chief. He should be on equal footing, and doesn't matter.
Nope.
Like, why are you here? There's always a vibe with Seth Rollins when he's among the other top stars of the why are you here? Who are you besides the music? Like, who are you?
Well, you want to talk about leveling up. I mean, there's a way to do that.
This is a situation, and then the other thing, everything Seth Rollins has said is spot on. Roman Reigns is never with it in terms of reality. Roman is always behind the 8 ball. He's the best, but he's always behind the 8 ball. CM Punk is too dangerous. He's too emotionally unstable. All of that's right. And we talked even when Punk and Seth Rollins themselves were feuding, that when has Seth Rollins ever been wrong? But nobody cares to listen to him. Everybody cheers for CM Punk. Everyone cheers for everyone else.
He hasn't said anything that Punk didn't do. But obviously, again, it's perspective and it's who's saying it, what's their experience with him, not the overarching thing of everything, too. What was the reason why he did certain things? I'm sure if Seth was treated the way Punk was leading up to 2014, he probably would have left, too.
Yeah.
Just because all the medical BS. And he didn't make it easy, obviously, but at the same point, all ships have passed those rough waters into clear skies now and sunny days. But nevertheless, I mean, that's... Yeah, he's said a lot of this stuff, and he's put them in the direction of it's my turn. it's Seth's turn, and I think that's going to be everyone's expecting Punk to figure out a way or Roman and Punk to be the decision in this match. But I mean, you laid it out perfectly on our social media, man. It was pretty obvious that Seth's going to find a way to do something special with all this.
And let me be clear too. Paul Heyman's working for Seth Rollins right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's been a thing.
Like right now. Like this is not here's how it's gonna play out. Yes, Paul Heyman's gonna walk out with CM Punk at WrestleMania. Like walk to the ring. That will happen.
Yeah, it will.
There will come a point, there will be various moments where Paul will have to make a decision between Punk and Roman.
They emphasize like loyalty and all that stuff throughout everything. Like they put like key words and notes in there and put emphasis on them. You have to pay attention a little bit because you're like, oh, okay. Like you're planting the seeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it was Seth with Paul for very long.
No.
It may have been after this past Friday.
Honestly, just this week.
2 Fridays ago, yeah.
Yeah.
After that whole situation, I think maybe that's talk about getting perspective. And
Mm-hmm.
Paul's like, I thought I did everything I could for Punk to get him in this match. And now he wants more.
Mm-hmm.
And Roman is giving me the cold shoulder again like he does every other week. It's like, I'm tired of this. Like, Paul, at some point, too, has to value his self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
This guy says he's my best friend, but now all he wants to do is cash in favor after favor. This guy is supposed to be my meal ticket, but he's not here half the year. And when he does show up, it's like I don't even really matter. Like, Seth, I'm going to help you. Like,
if you're as accomplished, I think sometimes it's hard to relate if somebody is not accomplished, or like if you're not as accomplished, like, oh, I got to prove myself. But if you're as accomplished, you still need to prove yourself. Like, we're going to talk a little bit later on about Triple H and like his Hall of Fame career. Remember, going ages back, it was Triple H who had to reach out to Ric Flair and say, "You're still Ric Flair.
yeah.
You're still the greatest of all time. You're still the GOAT." And everyone around you is parading and treating you like trash. I think Seth Rollins is doing the same thing here.
He's been called, the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Hart, whatever, of this generation, which, if you're Bret, that's one thing. Like, great wrestler, but never really the tippy top. Shawn's a little different, obviously, with that. But, like, I mean, he's got to be tired of it. He's got to be tired of being overlooked.
Do you like that scenario if it did play out?
Oh, 100%. I think my hopeful theory of Punk winning everything and then getting installed into the Night 2 main event is probably gone with all this. I think they're going to let Cena and Rhodes have their own thing. But they have a story with Seth and Cody. It's the Who Overlooked Seth tour, right? And Cody beat Seth multiple times, that first year he was in when they had their feud. But then it was kind of like, oh, yeah, Seth's now helping me achieve my goals. Seth's helping me be the new face of the company, where Seth's like, what about me? After that, after I sacrificed everything, it's like I didn't exist. I didn't get a title shot. I didn't get, a grand speech or a big thank you or anything like that.
And I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Like, this guy sacrificed himself for the greater good of the entire company. Nobody cared.
And then all Cody did was help Roman build himself back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then so did Punk.
And Punk let him back into the jungle. It's like, who am I trying to save here?
Yeah. And so now Seth's going to start thinking about himself.
Oh, as he should.
100%.
And the first thing, now let's see what they decide to do after Mania. Like, we'll enjoy this, obviously, but we'll see what path they decide to go after Mania if they go this route. Do you go back to CM Punk? And that kind of seems obvious, that part. Do you go back to feuding with Punk? Because Punk's obviously going to be heated
right
when this all plays out this way. They're...
Well, Punk and Roman, both of them are going to be pissed.
But Roman might be off of television.
He'll be on his annual 2-month after WrestleMania vacation.
And that's the other thing, too. Is like, with Seth, he's on TV every week.
For now.
So, like, for now.
I mean, he could be, like, looking at these guys, too, and saying, like, I've done the Cody thing. But I would love to have, like, a Punk or Roman schedule. I show up twice a month, maybe. Mm-hmm. I wrestle maybe 4 or 5 times a year. And it's all in the main event. Like,
you fans don't appreciate me.
Yeah.
You never did.
Yeah. I had to put all the work in. I put all the work in. I started a brand new championship and had to put all the work in to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, there's a lot there, and there's a lot of reasons why. If he does do this, I hope Seth does, like, turn completely. No more crazy outfits. No more of the the laughing and all that stuff. I want a serious Seth Rollins.
What if he goes the Cena route and still does all that?
Yeah, I don't know, because you don't want to like carbon copy your top heels now too. You want them to be different and differentiate on the show.
Yeah,
that was one of the reasons why people stopped watching for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Was because it's all the same.
Yeah,
it's all the same BS. You want your different guys to be different guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cena can have his "I'm the last real champion," and Rollins can be like, "Hey, he's got a point, but this is why I'm doing this." Like, I don't know. I would want to see he can still do changes and still sell merch. We've seen serious Seth before in certain areas. Like, he could do that, and it could be great. Or he could turn up to even 12, and he could somehow find a way to dress even more like Lady Gaga, whatever he wants to do.
Now, we'll talk on our normal Thursday show. You can catch us literally all audio platforms now. We're on the Odyssey app. So, like,
I think we've hit everything, yeah. Every nook and cranny of the audioverse.
iHeart, Apple Podcast, Odyssey, anything, Spotify. So any of your major audio services, you can find us. And the video, of course, on YouTube. I think our show from Facebook is still uploading. But
Jesus.
But you can Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast with Anthony Alford, Kyle Cornell. I think we'll talk Thursday. Obviously, if we want this to play out, like, Seth obviously can't just show up to SmackDown or Raw this week and be like, he's working for me. Like, the story has to play out.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to be more focused, and it's going to stay focused more on Punk and Reigns.
As it should.
With Seth kind of in the background being like, okay. Mm-hmm. Like, even like Punk GTS is Roman. Proving, again, you're out of your comfort zone. You don't know what's going on. Seth just kind of laughs and leaves the ring. Normally, Seth's all over him, right? But he got different perspective.
It would be cool if there was one other stipulation thrown in. I'm not saying that there will be, and I'm not saying it's a deal breaker. What if Roman Reigns is on his way to retirement?
It's been talked about.
What if the added stipulation is if Roman is pinned, he retires?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I'm just throwing something out there. I'm not locked into the idea, but if Roman is very close to retirement.
I think that, and I've been at fault for this too, of trying to throw another stipulation into this, when I think at this point we just need to let it breathe.
Like CM Punk throwing more favors.
Yeah. Yeah, like we need to, like, cool our jets a little bit and stop, like, trying to, like, throw. And, again, like I said, I was at fault for this too. I was trying to throw in, if whoever wins should be in the main event at night 2 with Cena and Cody. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
The favor's been revealed.
Yeah.
We know what that's going to be. The match is now set how it is, and how they play out is how they play out, and there's not going to be after effects, at least during WrestleMania, of that. It's going to be more of a talking point that Seth now has Paul, Roman, and Punk. What are they going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll move forward. Because you can have Roman disappear for a while, and Punk can be the focus of that immediately. Or if you're Seth, you could immediately turn to Cody. Or Cena, or whoever's champion, Jey Uso, whatever. I mean, you can kind of pivot to that and be like, okay, now my focus is here. And there you go.
It's so much fun. We cannot wait. All right, we got to move on here because the other talking point of this, and again, Tom coming up here at BA Sweeties. That's why he's active right here at BA Sweeties. Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit, make a left on Brookpark Road, and a giant lollipop. We had to get Kyle down. That's why we had to start late.
Yeah. It's easy to get up, but it's harder to come down.
Boy.
Yeah.
Man.
You can climb things, but you get older, man, especially wearing this ridiculous Hawaiian shirt.
Kyle will be at your neighborhood hospital this week.
Your neighborhood hospital. Yeah, I moonlight at different hospitals across Northeast Ohio for varying reasons. I got in a fight with a 7-year-old last night, so that's why I have the little mark above my lip.
Might show up here.
Yeah, he
might get one.
He's looking for second blood. Yeah, you've heard of Rambo First Blood, but he's going for seconds like it's Thanksgiving dinner, even though it's almost Easter.
I know, which is again nuts. All the treats that they have like honey flavored popcorn back there. That's like shaped like Easter bunnies back there. Like I need
to watch my money.
I'm not joking. Like it.
I'm going to watch my money go away if he keeps talking about all this great stuff.
Your son's going to be here today, too?
Yeah, he's going to be here probably like a half hour or so.
Oh, my goodness. He's going to be spreading around the store.
He might. He very well might.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Of course, here at BA Sweeties. Got to get to this, and we'll break before we get to Tom here. But I almost missed this segment live because, SmackDown's 3 hours.
I definitely missed a segment live because I went to see the Minecraft movie.
How was it?
Dude, it was actually really good. It was really, you have to, it's expectations, right? This movie is for kids, younger people, even, our generation to an extent, because I played Minecraft when I was in college, and I still have it. My son has it, too. Sorry, peeps. But nevertheless, don't want to upset my peeps. But
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. But no, it was great. It was really good. I think it helped too. We went obviously Friday with my son. Mm-hmm. He brought his little Minecraft sword and everything
cool.
too, and all that.
Yeah.
And I haven't been to a movie in a long time where the crowd was cheering in the movie. It was loud in there.
Oh, that's cool.
Not singing like Wicked, but loud. People were quoting the movie and clapping and all that stuff during the movie throughout. It was, yeah. And it's been a while.
And as someone who went to the movies to watch Wicked, I will confirm that Wicked is a good movie too.
Yeah.
Streaming on Peacock, I believe now.
Not a sponsor, but we'll still throw it out there.
Yeah.
Wicked.
But it's a great movie.
No. You're Wicked, but we won't talk about that.
No, I'm not going to. There was a joke there that would have got me in more trouble with Rebecca. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say who fell asleep during the movie. And it wasn't me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kill me.
Yep. Yep. You're lucky she left.
Yeah, that's why I got the joke out.
She was in the store. She could have possibly heard you somewhere.
Yeah. So Kyle will have a new co-host starting next week.
I'm going to get a puppet like Harley Cameron and just put her there. just talk on it.
So the streets are talking.
Do you have your ears to the streets?
I have my ears to the streets.
The streets aren't for everyone. That's why they're sidewalks.
That's right.
Yeah.
And apparently the heat was on Friday with Tiffany and Charlotte. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
I will say this. I know there are some things to discuss that may or may not be good.
What does this feud need? A little more white girl drama.
Listen, I'm going to use the Kyle rules here.
I have rules.
If the feud somehow, some way gets you to talk about it, it's doing its job to this point. Because beforehand, I can't speak for Kyle on this. I had no interest in talking about this feud at all.
Well, it's Newton's law for physics and gravity, and then Kyle's law for what gets people interested in wrestling stories. They go hand in hand, right?
I'll be waiting for your thesis statement coming up.
Oh, you're going to be waiting a while because I haven't done any of that shit in forever.
Man, University of Toledo's finest.
Oh, that 1 year was fantastic. No, but I told you before we started the live stream today, I was like, man, it really felt like they kind of made Charlotte, whether it was scripted or not, hey, go look bad. Because you've looked too good, and you made Tiffany look terrible. And we talked about how bad Tiffany's looked throughout this feud now since Charlotte won the Rumble. Mm-hmm. Charlotte looked terrible in that ring. She didn't know what to say. She didn't know what she was doing. Even the physical mannerisms, she's stopping for the crowd when they weren't chanting and stuff.
Yeah.
It's man, I guess the point was to try and make it look like Tiffany got to her. I don't know if it was scripted or not, like I said, but yikes. That did not look like a 14-time world champion in the ring who's torn apart everybody.
No. And I said before, we'll say it on air here, I think if the roles were reversed and that happened with Tiffany or that happened with any rookie,
oh, they're getting buried.
They not just buried. We would come on the air and say they don't belong on television.
Well, they would have pivoted. If that was natural, that wasn't scripted, and Tiffany had that kind of talk promo with Charlotte, and she crumbled like that, they'd be adding someone else to the match. And then Tiffany's taking the pin because it's no, you can't. You have to be able to stand up. And to her credit, Tiffany did a great job. She hit all her notes. She talked about Charlotte being 0 for 3 when it comes to relationships.
You know what? Can I just say this too? People are saying oh, Tiffany's out of bounds for that. Charlotte mentioned that on television.
She went on
a talk show.
On a show and talked about her husbands and she's been married 3 times now and divorced and all that stuff.
We're up here saying stuff oh, that's out of bounds. She put it in. Charlotte put that play on the field.
She put it into the universe.
Yeah.
She just brought it up. She just said it. So it's you kind of have to understand. Okay, fair game. You brought it up.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find a way to spark the feud, too. Like, what's going to get people talking?
Mm-hmm.
And listen, you bring up my 3 divorces, maybe that will, that'll strike a chord. You know, 4-3 at WrestleMania, but 0-3 in your personal life. That was a hell of a line. Like, that was, and then she ducked.
Yeah.
And then, my favorite part of this was Charlotte saying, "Then why is Lubick in my DMs?" Right? He goes on X or Twitter and then puts like the meme of like "in your dreams" with her tagged in it.
Yeah. That honestly, I heard.
Which
that
you know
line.
what? Honestly, Lubick Kaiser and Charlotte makes more sense than Lubick Kaiser and Tiffany because at least 2 are closer in age and one isn't applying for an AARP card and they just graduated high school.
If we're in the field of what you see on television is what you get, the 2 characters make more sense of being together.
Well, yeah.
But
we're in a wacky world of
I know
planet Earth where anything's possible.
I know
right?
anything is locked in and possible. I'll just say this. I am very disappointed in Charlotte Flair.
I don't see. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it was Triple H telling her like, "Hey,
but
you need to go out there and look bad," because she's such a pro.
But you're right. To be fair, am I blaming Charlotte Flair for being disappointed in Charlotte Flair, or am I blaming the writers for being disappointed in Charlotte Flair?
It's entirely
that part
possible.
I don't know.
I mean, people forget stuff, and Charlotte's done a lot in this business. Like, it's fair to say, like, hey, it's been an emotional week for her. Maybe she did just actually drop the ball. One of the few people that can get away with having that is Charlotte Flair because of who she is. So, I mean, she could, have a misstep or two cutting a promo against Tiffany, and they'd be like, okay, not the end of the world. You're still Charlotte. The match will still be great. But this has been a theme with her, though, too. Championship matches at WrestleMania, the build is usually underwhelming and not very good, but the match obviously is great. So I don't know.
No, not just WrestleMania, her whole character.
She's been there have been some good feuds. Like, her stuff with Sasha was pretty good.
Yeah, but I think now we're talking pre-pandemic.
Well, yeah, it's been a while.
I know,
You're
and,
right,
and
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like I think now we're in a universe where whatever you did pre-2020 is like a whole nother generation. Whatever you did pre-COVID.
Yeah, if you were born before COVID, you don't matter. Is what Double A just said.
You don't matter. I mean, no, like whatever you did pre-2020, like. You need to elevate your game.
And Roman's like, ha, 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 ha.
That's why Roman hates the big dog, because that was pre-COVID.
He's about to go back to the big dog because he's not going to have his wise man.
If he goes back to the big dog, I understand the connection.
He needs to go back to Pensacola is what he needs to do at that point. Take those 2 months, big dog.
Listen, like we mentioned before.
We'll see you in Saudi.
Yeah, right. For your one show.
Yeah.
There'll be a second, like there'll be a secret second show. Don't make up the profits.
Secret second show.
Yes.
Triple S.
Yeah, don't make up the profits. We were not talking about this match, Tiffany and Charlotte, at all, really.
When we did bring it up, we were talking about how we didn't like it. Like, it just didn't really click with us. The promos weren't good.
And I was about to tell you that, like, well, the SmackDown was kind of dragging a little bit, so I actually was going to take a trip to the gas station, and then
You're just going to let it play out.
And then they started going. I'm like, I did one of. We have a camera. I can show you. I did one of these, like.
You got up. You had the keys in your hand.
I had the keys in my hand.
Yeah, you were thinking like, okay, do I want unleaded or premium? Like, what am I going to get? And then like,
you know what?
I think I'm going to buy a Tesla and hang out.
You know what? Let me get my cotton candy popcorn from Sweeties and
I'm going to hang out a bit.
Hang out a little bit.
Tell you, man, that white girl drama, that'll get you. That'll get you to tune in. That's why, like, The Bachelor and stuff is still a thing and all that.
That creates whole networks.
That's why E is around.
Our next.
Remember Oxygen?
Remember, I was a.
Yeah, you were watching.
I was a P1 Bad Girls Club fan.
Was?
Yeah, it was. That show's canceled.
I watched the reruns.
But listen. What you guys don't know is the next show that we do is going to be based on an ABC Family / Freeform drama.
The Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs. What was it? Pretty Little Liars?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
That actually tracks considering the business we're talking about.
That is. I'm like, that's the beauty of what we do. It's like, if you really think about it, all we do is we don't do play-by-play episode recaps, but, man, we recap the dramas.
We do. Yeah.
Man, this show belongs on the CW.
We should start giving star. No, we shouldn't. All right.
We should. Every scene gets a star rating.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine that? Your favorite drama. You're watching. Pete, give us a TV show. Any TV show.
Any TV show.
All right. So you're watching that show.
Where I was last night after my fight with my 7-year-old. When he knocked me out.
You're watching. Law and Order, SVU.
He gave you a show and you immediately decided not to talk about the show. Like, what was the point of that? Pete, your opinion matters. It doesn't matter how old you are, okay? Yeah, don't listen to him, right?
Was that show made before 2020?
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry.
And Law and Order wasn't?
Okay. SVU is a young 23 seasons in.
Hi, my name is Double N. I'm changing my name to Contradiction.
Every scene... we got to break down Olivia Benson. I don't like the direction of her character.
There are podcasts that probably do that.
I know. Ice-T, I don't think he has a future on this show.
He's unsweetened today.
All right. I don't even know if we put commercials in for the show.
He's at the slides.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, from when you decided to solo Golo that the Exodus show.
Oh, yeah. Listen. All right, we're live at BA Sweetie's Extended Hours. They're open today until 6, Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sundays, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
This is until the 19th.
Mm-hmm. Until Saturday, April 19th.
Yeah, this is Easter season. Obviously, it's huge. This is their Super Bowl here at BA Sweetie. There's so much going on, so many different deals, different special, popcorn, candy, anything you could think of. Double A loves the sodas in the bottle, too.
Mm-hmm.
He has one of each in his car currently.
I do.
I mean, it's fantastic.
I'm not even joking. I do.
I wonder where he gets the money, but then again, he's the star of the show, so that's what we talk about. He's got it in oodles and oodles of cash just hanging out. So
No, but it's affordable as well. Definitely come on down. Even with the amount of people that's here, you will not be waiting in line that long. 13 different counters are open right now to get you through and your family.
How big this place is, for just kind of a reference to, the parking lot is packed, but you could walk down multiple aisles and see nobody. That's how big this place is. There's so many different things to explore and see, and really just get out on a Sunday and just enjoy some time with the kids too. They love the smell of the place, love seeing obviously the big lollipop behind us too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try and climb that one. Only the one outside. But
don't climb that one either.
Make sure you bring a step ladder.
Oh man. No.
Or for me, bring anything, because I just got stuck. Double A to rappel me down like I was stuck on like a obstacle course.
Oh man.
Down by Clay's Park.
But when we come back, we have a lot more wrestling to talk about, but we're going to talk to the man himself, Tom from right here at BA Sweetie. He's going to talk to us about some of the latest deals that's going on here.
75 years too.
75 locally owned.
Yeah, they got some things in the pressure cooker heating up.
So we cannot wait. Also, since spring is in the air pretty soon.
It's snowing today.
I know, but pretty soon. One of my favorite things about all of BA Sweeties is going to open back up.
It's true.
Pretty soon. And we cannot wait, and we'll talk to Tom about that when we come back. Also, coming up, we heard talk throughout the week like, oh, what's going on with KO? What's going on with Kevin Owens? Well, it's true. He's hurt. He is out of WrestleMania. And the story that they're now rolling with is, well, Randy Orton, you don't have a match. Well, who's he going to face at WrestleMania? There's some options out there that should get that spotlight.
And I have someone.
Okay.
That you may not agree with, but I think it work.
We'll talk about that all coming up here. Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast live from BA Sweeties. Again, the Interstate 480 exit, or the Ridge Road exit off Interstate 480. Make a left on Brookpark Road. The giant lollipop that looks something like this, you'll see on Brookpark Road. Make a left, pull right in. Say hello, get some Easter shopping in right here. Kyle Cornell's here. I'm Anthony Alford, and we're back with Tom from BA Sweeties in just a moment. Double A Anthony Alford here for Sweeties. You know they're for candy. But did you know that they're a major popcorn manufacturer? Their brands are sold in every grocery store in Northeast Ohio. Want to talk about the varieties? They have 30 of them of gourmet popcorn under the Campbell's and All-American brands right here in their industrial kitchen on the Brookpark Road campus. The famous Humphrey popcorn balls and Olympia popcorn is made in Strongsville. Talk about fresh. Stop in at the Brookpark Road store or Sweetie's Olympia Treats in Strongsville for the freshest, best-tasting popcorn anywhere. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are live at B.A. Sweetie's. Of course, Interstate 480, the Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brookpark Road. And this giant lollipop, you'll see it. Come on inside. Yeah. And we're excited. And, of course, Tom from B.A. Sweetie's is with myself, Anthony Alford, Kyle Cornell. And thank you again for having us here.
Yeah, welcome, guys.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
All you got to do is on Brookpark Road Ridge, just look for those giant lollipops. That's it. That's it. We've got another new one going up in front of our where our Campbell's Popcorn Kitchen is on the campus here in the front. We've got a 25-foot lollipop going up there. We had to have a little tussle with the city of Cleveland, go in front of appeals because we were 1 foot larger than we should be. But you know what? Laws are laws. And we were able to, they said, yeah, it's fine. So a new lollipop will be going up shortly. So.
They have all this stuff going on with the Browns. They wanted to get on you for having a lollipop 1 foot bigger than the other.
Yeah, so you know what? They're really good to work with. When I bought this property, we have 6 acres here now, and my monument on Brookpark Road, that's a huge lollipops in there. Well, we were way over. I mean, we were like double what we were allowed, via code. So we went in front of the Board of Appeals, and they said, yeah, fine. It was 3 out of 4 people that voted on it said, yeah, go ahead and do it. So no, the city has really been good for us. I mean, we're glad we're here. It's our town.
Oh my God!
It's our town.
We talked about it 2 times. 75 years now officially.
This is the year, right? Yeah, 1950. Oh, so yeah, wow. 75 years. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something though. Probably in the summertime. When we're in full swing with the Golfland property open and the ice cream store crazy. That soda shop. Wow, man, it gets so busy up there. And of course, the candy store is the behemoth. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm going to do something special for 75 years. I'm not quite sure yet, though.
I mean, it's just special to be here for as long as you have. The amount of people I've talked about the last time we were here too. People stopping and talking about where they came from and all that stuff. I mean, honestly, it's remarkable to see the reach you have.
Yeah, it is. So we track every retail customer that comes into the store. Not our wholesale people that we supply, but we ask for a zip code. And we track those zip codes on there's 49 or 41 zip codes within Cuyahoga County. And then we have 18 surrounding counties. They all have their own zip code because otherwise I'd need 10 more computers to take care of all the information. And then we have one code for what we call out of area, which is an area outside of about 100-mile radius of the store.
Right.
So that's pretty substantial. That's like Toledo, Pittsburgh, Columbus,
Yeah.
Over 20% of the people that shop here are from that area.
Amazing.
Outside of the 100-mile radius, which is really a testament to being a destination.
I tell you
it's
what.
really cool.
Amazing.
It's really cool, yeah.
And I think some of among other things that stand out, every time I always discover something new that's here. And I joked with Kyle, I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys sell cotton candy here too.
Yeah.
Cotton candy back here.
Yeah, you know what? You guys should come in one day when we're making it. It's the messiest thing in the world because we have cotton candy sugar dust all over the kitchen.
Goodness.
And if somebody's got to come out of the kitchen to go use the restroom or whatever, they're full of pink or blue fluff. And it's just too funny.
I think he wants to volunteer to do that. Yeah.
Well, if you want good quality, don't come over my way. Huh?
Yeah, it's very, very messy to make. We sell an incredible amount of it, though, but yeah, it's really messy.
So it is Easter season, and we couldn't help but notice, of course, you have some of the treats. So obviously, we had to bring out the Peeps.
Yeah,
that's some of the big ones. But what's some of the big options when families come here? It's like, hey, we want want to load up candy for our families for Easter.
Yeah, so, in building that special basket for Easter, we find that if they're putting, say, 20 different items in the basket, 5 or 6 are specific Easter. So you got to have jelly beans. And I think we have, we have Jelly Belly, which is 50 different flavors, and then all these other kind of flavors. We have pickled jelly beans this year. And we have Dunkin' Donut jelly beans. There's Starburst, Skittles, all kinds. You got to have that. You have to have a Reese's egg or a Cadbury cream egg.
Oh, of course.
You have to have a chocolate bunny. And then so that's kind of like the basis of the basket. But then what really makes the basket shine is all of the items that, if it's for, let's say, somebody, a child under 16 years old and under, well, they like sour stuff, So, then you're adding Sour Patch Kids and Sour Straws and toxic waste, which I see you have on the on the table.
Uh-huh.
Right here.
I'll tell you about that in a second.
And then grandma and grandpa or mom and dad, they go down all the aisles with all the nostalgic stuff, because these are the items that they grew up with. So they're picking up a Mallow cup, Razzles, the little wax bottles, all those items that they grew up with. So, in the store, there's something absolutely for everybody, from babies to, 100-year-old people.
Well, Double A got in trouble recently because of toxic waste.
What'd you do?
I did. So I came here a couple weeks ago to get some stuff, and I told my fiance Rebecca, like, hey, I'm at Sweetie's. Which, of course, that means, can we get this, this,
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this,
I got a
this?
list for you, honey.
and toxic waste was on the list, and I'm like, I don't know where it's at. And I told her, I'm like, well, there was kids running around. I didn't see it. So we're here today for the show, and she was doing some shopping. We were doing shopping earlier, and she's like, look, come here. Go to the back. She's like, here.
Yeah.
Okay. This is toxic waste. Do you see it? You see it?
I think there's 8 foot of it. It's a huge section.
we were joking too. Yes, Tom, he missed the bright yellow can.
Right. Yeah.
That stood out by itself in the store. Like he just conveniently couldn't see it. That's twice his height, literally. Yeah.
I would say of all the different sour candies that we've got in the store, and we have all different types, that's the sourest.
I figured that's why she liked it.
It's pretty nasty. Wow. Yeah. And the kids like that. They like the gooey,
Like the gummies,
sour,
yeah.
Well, even gummies. Well, gummies is everybody now.
Yeah.
Gummies is probably our largest sugar category
Wow.
between all the different brands that we stock. But that sour stuff, I'm telling you, these kids, they continue to eat this. When they get to be our age, your age, they're not going to know what a good steak tastes like because they're going to burn out their taste buds,
I'm getting there.
But
honestly.
you know what? It is good. It is good.
Kyle's son's going to be here in a little bit. I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to enter. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him to leave. Just because he's going to be so excited to be here.
How old is he?
He is 7.
7. We can put him to work. Yeah, we can put him to work. We'll
right.
lock him inside, and
Yeah.
we'll pay him in Hershey bars
That's
or
perfect.
something.
Yeah,
and
he'll love that.
he
Has a
can
lot of
sweep the
energy.
floors.
He has a ton of energy.
Oh, yeah.
Running
Yeah,
around.
exactly.
This stuff is all set.
Yeah.
Tom,
Good.
I'll tell you, just again, just being here. The first time I've ever was here, the thing that stood out to me was the drinks. Actually,
Yeah, the sodas.
the sodas. And then you got the multiple flavors, but also like just having the unique bottles. Like if you told somebody to come here, like as far as drinks, what would you tell them? Like what kind of drinks they would get here?
Old-fashioned, nostalgic, and stupid. Okay, so old-fashioned, nostalgic, Dad's root beer, birch beers, cream sodas. The selection is about 200 different items. We try to get only pure cane sugar in glass bottles.
Right.
Because that's what pop soda used to be. Okay? So we try that. We're not, we have some that have corn syrup in it. But if you buy a Coca-Cola here, you're going to get a Coca-Cola imported from Mexico made with pure cane sugar. You get an RC Cola. imported from Mexico, pure cane sugar. So no corn syrup in those. But the selection is great. We sell a 10-pack for I think $19.99. Don't quote me on that. It might be $21.99 now for a 10-pack of soda, and you can just get this custom box.
Wow.
It's really cool. Got handles on it, carry out pack, and you can mix your own 10 bottles in there.
That's honestly awesome.
But yeah, our soda department does really, really well.
And like just the glass, I'm like, we didn't get to experience when we were young, like the glass bottles.
Yeah.
Like it's a different taste.
Yeah, it is. There's no doubt about it. It's that pure cane sugar. Completely different than what you get in like the 2 liters now at the grocery store. This is like the real stuff.
Right.
This is it. This is it.
Well,
So
when people,
yeah.
Go ahead, Kyle.
I was on Double A before you too. I really don't drink pop any much anymore, except when I get it from here.
Oh,
Just
really?
because it's honestly.
you got different items.
My God! Yeah, the
orange
selection.
and
One day I'm feeling one way, one day I'm
strawberry.
feeling the next. I can mix and match. I mean, it's,
Have you ever tried any of our stupid ones like sweet corn or barf or?
So we have the earwax one, I think, don't we?
Earwax? Okay,
Yeah. That's going to be an on-air thing we try together.
Yeah, not me. I'm not in that one. No, that's not for me. Yeah, we came up with one called toe fungus, and it tastes like whatever that ginger beer that you use when you're making good drinks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Drink that by itself, it's like, ugh. And that's what toenail fungus. I guess that's what it tastes like.
I get those like, oh man, this is a crazy reaction from some of these drinks here. Like, what? My goodness.
Yeah.
I do want to put like a pat together of just those kinds, and then
Yeah.
have that kind of like be a thing for us to do.
And we during the holidays, I can't tell you how many customers, do the same thing. They make up for their kids or whatever, 10 gross, bottles of stuff, and this is going underneath the tree for Christmas. It's fun. It's different, and it's not expensive.
No, that's the beauty of this too. Despite obviously the times we're in now, we know it's tough all across the board, but you guys have been able to still manage this so well to the point where this place is still packed. You still have people coming, and they understand, like, hey, things are going to fluctuate, but we know we still get the best deal possible.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So what I'm finding, what we're doing now, my management team and my buyers, we're trying to source more items. And by the way, with this tariff thing that's going on right now, I don't think it's going to really affect us too much because we're about 85% domestic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we believe in people like the people that make caramel creams and Smarties and Hershey bars. It's a U.S. company. M&M's, Sour Patch Kids. It's Mondelez USA. So we're not going to have too much of an impact with the tariffs. But what we're doing is we're trying to find smaller size packaging now. Like this just happened. We carry Sour Patch Kids and Swedish Fish, and we have it in like maybe about 15 different flavors. And we sell it now in an 8-ounce bag, and it's like $2.99. Well, $2.99 is it's not that it's a high price, but $2.99 is $2.99. Well, they make all these same items available now in a smaller pack. So 3.6 ounce, we're going to be able to sell it for $1.79. Now, the value may not be there. It's a little bit cheaper per ounce to buy the 8 ounce, but we're finding our customers still want their brands, but they don't want to pay the higher prices for it now, so they walk away from it. So we're trying to find as many items as we can now, kind of cut back a little bit. Go to a little bit. This way the customer can still get their, Sour Patch Kid in all watermelon or whatever, but they don't have to spend $3. They can spend $1.79 now. So that's kind of what our directive has been, since at least for the last 3 or 4 months now.
And I'm even more inclined as a customer to okay, if I like, affordable price, like, I'm gonna buy more.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy, it's just I'm gonna buy more.
Well,
just, I get the value.
Yeah. The consumer is very brand loyal in candy. Okay, so we get that, but when pricing gets too high, they will walk away and look for a smaller pack size. I see it every day in all the items that we sell for like $5.99 and up. Like say a bag of Hershey Kisses, 10-ounce bag is. It might be. I think it's $6.59 now. They'll walk away from that and go and find a small bag that we have for 3 ounces, and maybe it's $2.99. or they'll go to the bulk bin and they'll just scoop out what they want. They want their Hershey Kisses, but they don't want to pay $6.59 for that. And I get it. I understand it.
Right.
That's why we have a lot of different pack sizes.
It's honestly, it's really creative, and it's a different way to kind of try and keep everyone invested and interested.
Absolutely, yes, yeah, for sure. So,
how can people find BA Sweeties? And honestly, like this, everything that's going on here is phenomenal. What's next for BA Sweeties?
What's next? Wow.
He's like, let me get through Easter
holy
first.
cow.
Jeez.
Well, we're going to be opening the Golfland business in a couple of weeks.
He's really excited about that.
We just had 10 yards of mulch delivered the other day, so that's got to get spread next week, and then we're getting in pretty good shape. We added some concessions, more concessions. We're going to be doing pizza and chicken fingers and what do you call it, soft pretzels?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's gonna be like a carnival every day.
yeah,
here.
exactly.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but what we're really most excited about is we're going to have fresh squeezed lemonade every day. So
I'm gonna try not to be here every day, Tom, but no promises, right?
Yeah. So all that'll happen in about 2 weeks or so. I'm not quite sure when we're gonna, put the final touches on getting that ready. But
Right.
we're working on it. But that's what's short term anyway. That's what's going on here, getting that baby open, because that's a very, very successful part of our business. We have a beautiful course, absolutely gorgeous course. And it's just a blast. It's just a lot of fun.
Man,
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know you
I
are
was going to
too.
say, forget about the show. We'll just be here. We'll be here. We'll be a good. Oh, I got to mention one other thing before you go. Campbell's popcorn. I know you talked a little bit about it earlier in the interview, but like every flavor, this is excellent. Quality popcorn.
I've tried probably 5 or 6 different
Oh,
flavors.
my
I haven't found
goodness.
one yet. I'm like, it's not like everything's been so good.
Yeah, well, believe me, we've had some stinkers. We developed some new flavors. We have a new sour cheese flavor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean sour hot cheese flavor, and that's doing really well. But we've had some stinkers. That's all made right here.
Yeah.
On the campus where the candy store is and the ice cream store and the Golfland business, in the front is our popcorn kitchen there, where we're making all these flavors. So we make all the Campbell's on this property. We make all the All-American on this property. This is our value line. And then we also own Olympia Candies in Strongsville on Pearl Road. That's where we make our Humphrey popcorn. So those are the iconic popcorn balls. And then we make chocolates out there, and we've got an ice cream store out there, and a little grill, and candy store. It's just it's fun. And as a matter of fact, as soon as I'm done here, that's where I'm heading. Go out and see what's going on out there. So
a lot's going on
We'll
out there,
let you
Tom.
go
Yeah.
there right now because can you take me with? I'm kidding.
yeah.
No, but Todd, we want to thank you
Yes.
again, everything you've done. But this Sweeties is unbelievable.
The one thing I've noticed too, like when people walk into the store, like even if they've had a rough day, whatever, as you can see, like because we're right here at the front, we can see people walk in. As soon as they walk through those doors, the expression changes.
Yeah, it does.
Immediately.
Yeah. Their eyes open up. They're like,
Oh, my
whoa,
goodness.
look at this place.
I mean, the kids are always excited.
Oh,
But
yeah.
even the parents are like, I gotta take my kids to the kid. They're like, oh, this is actually kind of cool. All right, here we go. Like,
Yeah, really,
I love
yeah.
seeing that expression just change
Yeah.
with everyone when they walk
For
through.
sure. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's
Here's
so
some of
awesome.
the other unique stuff over on the other side of the shop here. You can see the vintage cars and stuff. Like this is a lot of cool things you can see
Yeah,
here.
so it's it's all about the experience here. We've got that. We've got the train set up with the amusement park ride, which is a tribute to an old park that used to be in Cleveland called Euclid Beach Park, closed in '69. But it's got all these little rides, miniature rides, and you can hit a button, and these rides start moving and making carnival noises, and it's just really cool. We just added another wall of old candy boxes. Some are from like the 20s, and we have a whole wall of them now, and they're just cardboard boxes, but it's the old logos, like I say, Butterfingers, 5 cents, kind of thing. And people will just look at it and say, I remember those things. I remember, when it was a nickel or a quarter or whatever, So those are the kind of things that we like to give back, and that's what it's all about. That's why I've got, I don't know, there's 400 people in the store right now.
It's
so,
unbelievable.
It's amazing. And your staff is phenomenal.
Yes, they are.
Your staff is unbelievable.
And they're wrestling fans.
Yeah,
A couple wrestling fans in there. How about that?
I
Yeah.
heard that.
I
Yeah.
give you questions when we're in the break about certain things and what I think about. So I'm like, wow.
Well, we couldn't be doing what we're doing without them. That's for sure.
gosh.
They're incredible. I've got some people that working here that ever worked for me for 20 some years. And we got a heck of a team.
You do. You really do, Tom.
Thank you.
And you're a heck of a man, too. We appreciate, obviously, you giving us some of your time today. I know you've been bouncing around and busy, but thank you.
Good. All right. You guys have a good show.
You too. Thank you again, Tom.
Thank you.
Tom from BA Sweeties. When we come back, we will address what some of his employees want to know, which is who is Randy Orton going to face at WrestleMania. We'll talk about that.
He's the star. People want to know about me.
When we come back, live from BA Sweeties right after this. AA Anthony Alford here for Sweeties, a family destination satisfying sweet tooths in Northeast Ohio on Brookpark Road for over 74 years. The largest candy store in North America with 40,000 square feet stacked to the rafters with over $5 million in inventory. Come down to Sweeties today on Brookpark Road at Ridge. Just look for the giant lollipops. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Kyle Cornell here, Anthony Alford, and, of course, everyone here. Come on through here as we are live at BA Sweeties.
I told you, we got to get a big sign that says, hey, just walk through.
I know. We should.
You're totally fine.
We should. We tried to move the table up as much as we could to create a path.
The least amount of space we could take. We try to,
No,
if that makes sense.
I want to thank Tom from BA Sweeties for joining us. A lot of cool stuff here at BA Sweeties. Of course, extended hours. They're open here today until 6 p.m., so definitely check it out Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. through Saturday, April 19th.
Yes. So, it's Easter season.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get your candy.
Got it. Candy, popcorn, pops,
Gotta get
sour.
Those Easter baskets filled up for the kiddos. Adults do Easter baskets too.
Yeah, and all the things he was just mentioning about Golfland coming up.
Oh my goodness, the new concessions,
Again, talking two full 18-hole courses. All again every difficulty level imaginable there. So from family friendly to expert skill putt putters.
Which I'm still waiting for Double A to show me his expert skills. He's been talking about a big game for over a year now, and I'm excited. We're obviously going to be frequenting BA Sweetie when those courses open up here in a couple weeks, so it's going to be fun.
And by the way, I do want to mention too, the parking lot is packed already, but don't get discouraged too, because there are 13 different counters cash registers that's open. Some of these local stores, you got to wait for the automatic scanner. No. Staff working all 13 counters. So you're going to get right through that line. Mm-hmm. You'll be in great shape.
Well, I told you that was the joke in the first hour. It was like, hey, you could come into the store and it's packed. Tom said over 400 people in the store. That's amazing. And you can walk down some aisles. You might not see anybody. Mm-hmm. That's how big this place is, the sheer size of the store and what you can see, what you can experience. And that's what it is. It's an experience when you come in here to BA Sweeties. Come on down, like you said, extended hours through the day before Easter. So a couple weeks. A weekend and some change or so, a chance to still take advantage of those extra hours here and make sure you get everything crossed off your Easter to-do list.
Yeah, and don't treat Easter like Christmas and be like the last-minute shopper. Come here. Don't be like me on Christmas and wait till the last day to shop.
You were popping out Christmas morning, but all the stores were closed.
Man, listen, it was getting right down to the wire.
The only thing you could get on Christmas morning was unleaded or premium. That was pretty much it. Yeah.
We have a lot to cover here in this next half hour. Still to come, of course. There's an AEW pay-per-view. One thing I do want to get into is the main event. Swerve versus John Moxley. Is it time to pull the plug on the Death Rider storyline?
Are we sure that's the main event?
That's the main event I'm going with.
It could be the middle of the show.
We're not talking about any other matches. We'll talk about that match. So whenever the match happens, we'll talk about it.
Double A pulled a Charlotte Flair and got frazzled when I brought up the card for AEW Dynasty or whatever it is.
Also, I do want to spend a little bit of time talking a little bit about the Hall of Fame. We'll do a special Hall of Fame edition of Rapid Fire at the end of the show. We'll talk about Triple H's career. We'll talk about Bret Hart and Stone Cold. That was the match that was inducted into the Hall of Fame, that will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, the first ever match to be inducted. Our thoughts, a match that we would induct. We'll talk about all of that. But I want to get to this. So, Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Boy. So, if you missed it, Kevin Owens, it was a real injury. He has to get neck surgery. So, he is out of Mania, and
who knows how long.
There's a small chance that he might be done, period, in his career.
I mean, is it kind of ironic the guy dishing out package pile drivers and pile drivers has a neck injury?
So, okay, let me ask you this first. What was your reaction to, I guess, that part of the segment where, if you're not like inside baseball and you just watch the show,
yeah,
everything you've been saying for weeks and for months, like, this dude is ending people's career, and then suddenly he shows up one day and, oh, I'm hurt, I'm out, that's it.
The part that surprised me the most was that he wrestled for 4 months with this neck injury. So we're going all the way back to the Cody stuff and everything like that, and the like, it blew my mind a little bit. We thought, like a lot of people did online, it was a work.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin came out, said what he had to say. WWE gave him the platform like they have for Edge and Daniel Bryan and all these guys when they were kind of like, hey, this could be it. And he leaves the ring after he says this is what he needs to say,
mm-hmm.
and Randy Orton comes out.
Right.
In my head, I'm thinking, it's the more of the psychological stuff, because that's what Kevin Owens has been doing. It's been the promos in the car. It's been the showing up to Sammy's house. It's been all this stuff. Who Sami Zayn also injured, by the way, now currently.
Right.
But, I mean, this is... wow. And then Randy kind of just being like, hey, get better. Like, they had to
you
keep
had a
some...
little head nod, nod at the...
Yeah, he didn't want to give away too much because, I mean, you don't want to go hug them because they can't on TV.
Right.
After everything they've been through, but I'm sure there was in the back or whatever. But, I mean, like, that's crazy leading up to that point. And then, obviously, I'm sure you're going to bring up what happened next.
So, what happened next, of course, Nick Aldis, he's like, it's part of the job I hate.
General manager of SmackDown. Guy who, like, runs the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The general manager that actually...
has his stuff together and doesn't constantly get people not listening to him
that
or
actually
whatever.
has authority. So he...
The one who doesn't need a drink every week.
Right. So he's like, part of the job that I hate. Randy, because of this, you don't have a match at Mania.
As soon as Randy gets, like, he starts rubbing his knees, like, he has a towel now for the RKO. Like, when he starts, like, getting a little, like, kind of like, the announcers say, oh, he's coiling, like, you know, but because, you know, he's the Viper. But, like, he would, like, kind of, like, get a little bit lower. You already know, like, okay, Nick Aldis is about to eat an RKO.
It's like when your body can tell when it's about to rain. Like
you start to get a little sore, like the arthritis kicks in a little bit.
Ooh,
yeah,
I can feel the rain.
Yeah. Anytime it gets below 40 degrees, my knees start to crack more than normal. Like, yeah, that's the feeling you get with Orton.
The Guardians home opener on Tuesday, where I learned suddenly
30 degrees.
It's going to be 30 degrees. So glad I got the tickets.
They need those torpedo bats to
boy.
suffer the vibrations of those bats.
Right.
Swinging ice picks instead of baseball bats, but
it's like
no. I think that it opens up a wide range of possibilities. Now, we had someone who works here at BA Sweeties ask me, who do you think Randy's going to face now that Kevin's gone, you know, from WWE for the time being?
That's the both of us.
Dude,
I
found you and asked, and then she came when she was bringing, like, by the way, who do you have, who are you going to wrestle? I'm like, oh, you're wrestling? She's like, yeah, I want to know. I'm like, the obvious choice, and I know there was vignettes and stuff teasing his appearance, the SmackDown after WrestleMania. I'd have Aleister Black fight Randy Orton.
Aleister Black.
He's coming back. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
He's re-signed. Also, in this situation for me, I want someone either returning or someone you're trying to build. Because Randy now can lose this match, and it means nothing for him. It usually doesn't anyway because it's Randy Orton.
Right.
But this is a stepping stone, huge stepping stone for someone possibly either returning or someone who just debuted on Friday Night SmackDown. If it's not going to be Miro, Rusev, or Aleister Black, I think it should be Rey Fenix.
Rey Fenix.
I think they'd have an amazing match. Because there's one thing about Rey Fenix. you can wrestle. And he doesn't usually mess up too many things.
Right. Nice choices. Are you not considering?
But the obvious choice is, hey, when in doubt, pull the emergency left-hander and then throw Nick Aldis in there because he is a NWA World Champion. He can wrestle. He's 36. Like he's
right. Is there enough time
yes.
to establish Nick Aldis to those who don't know his previous wrestling history?
Yes, because when Randy first came to SmackDown, when he returned, he RKO'd Nick. He gave him the check for the fine. And
he paid, what, $500?
No, it was like $500,000.
Okay.
Like, it was a stupid amount. It was $250,000 was the fine for assaulting the GM. It's like going to your boss and kicking him in the balls and being like, okay, yeah, you're going to pay somehow for it, right? But he gave him double the amount.
Except my boss, you have to do that virtually. But go ahead, continue.
Right, exactly. A virtual kick in the pants never hurts anyone.
A broken tackle for you.
Wow. I've said some things. Yeah, ponder that one.
Hey.
Christian, ponder that one.
No, we will not disrespect Slack here. Go ahead.
Oh, my goodness. But he gave him double the check for the fine, and then Nick Aldis asked why. He said, well, that's for the next one. Then he walked away. There was the next one. So they have a story built in. It's almost like a fail-safe, just in case something happened with KO, whatever it was, that they could go to Nick Aldis. He's always going to be there. He's the GM of the show, so he's there. And they know they have a really good wrestler in Nick Aldis that could fill in at any point in any feud and make sense. The Cody stuff, he could have filled in with that. You know, he's kind of been biding his time. He's been a great employee. I mean,
usually when you take on a general manager role, like the ones we see, Adam Pearce, former pro wrestler as well. You can watch his TNA clips.
Yep.
Usually when you take on a GM role, the expectation is that if you're an active wrestler, that at some point you got to get in the ring. Like, the whole point is to establish your character to the audience. You could talk.
Right.
That's what it's there for. But eventually, you got to get in the ring, right?
This opens the door to possibly get Nick to be a full-time wrestler in WWE. He's been kind of waiting patiently, to biding his time, kind of like, hey, I'm the GM, I'm the good soldier. But he's still young enough, man, where this is an opportunity for him. We know he can talk. We know he can deliver. Being able to show them, oh, yeah, I can wrestle someone like Randy Orton at WrestleMania and do a great job. That's the only match I see Randy doing where he would win.
Okay.
Because Nick wouldn't win that match. But people will leave from watching that going, maybe they should make him a wrestler.
But your official pick would be?
I think my dream is Aleister Black.
Okay.
And a comeback. That entrance at WrestleMania coming
Right.
back, oh my God, people would lose their mind.
It would be. That would be a nice surprise.
And I don't think they aired another one of those vignettes on SmackDown. I didn't see it. They may have. I don't know. You watched it live. I'm not sure if they did.
I did not see
like
it.
the smoke and the flames and all that stuff.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So that could mean maybe they're moving things up a little bit.
Okay.
We'll see. Also,
Okay.
I think they have a little bit of a history, too. I don't know how big it is, but
I think there's a ton of options for Randy. I think
that's the beauty about him, though.
That's the cool thing. Like,
he can wrestle anywhere.
There is the option you will not see is Randy not wrestling.
Oh, he'll be on the show.
He's
Yeah,
going to be on the show.
God,
he's going to have a match.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big match. I think too big to have Nick Aldis unless you have big dreams for Nick Aldis, the wrestler.
So then who's your pick then?
So I have two names in mind. They're both at NXT right now. One of them is Trick Williams.
He's wrestling earlier that day. I'm assuming this is going to be the Saturday.
Yeah, but he's wrestling at like 9 in the morning, West Coast time. So he'll have plenty of time to rest.
Triple threat match for the NXT title. He's main eventing that show.
Yeah, he'll have plenty of time to rest, and that's a big debut. The thing that you so Trick is one of them. The other option is the current NXT champion.
Oba Femi.
Oba, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. In that match, he's winning. Randy is not winning that match.
I think the only match I see Randy winning is Nick. Anybody else in that spot, I'd imagine it's an elevation. I think that Randy was probably going to beat KO with Sammy's help. But
is there?
I don't know.
There was one other scenario that I thought of, but honestly, it doesn't make much sense. Boy, that's a great start to an argument.
Well, like most of your scenarios, they just don't make sense.
The Judgment Day one I had was cooking. It's just they just decided not to do that.
Let's cook at something.
The other one, Sami Zayn right now is off the card.
Yeah.
I don't have a storyline reason to bring him back.
I think he's actually hurt, too. Like, he had a bunch of shit going on.
But that's the other thing. Like, if he's actually hurt,
yeah.
then... But I was just, like... I find it, like, Sami Zayn as a healthy scratch from WrestleMania, I don't think would be a thing.
You don't think, but you never know.
But you never know. But
card's only so big.
That's and we talked about it on our Thursday show, which you could check out all audio platforms, and video on YouTube right here, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. You can only have so many people on the card, but we all want our favorites to be on the card.
Yeah.
You know, that's just what it is. And I like the storyline in general, though, with Randy Orton. I like that.
Now, who knows?
Since, you know, it's so we're this close to WrestleMania, your opponent is out. It's like UFC. If your opponent is hurt training, you're off the card. They're not. In some cases, they'll find somebody else. But if it's a big main event match or a semi-main, and, like, you're supposed to fight John Jones, and John Jones is injured during training.
You just disappear for 6 months and don't fight him.
Yeah.
Oh, are we not talking about Steve Hay? Sorry.
Or if you're supposed to face Conor McGregor, and Conor all of a sudden wants to...
He has a pinky toe injury.
He has a pinky toe injury.
Now he can't go.
You know, talking to Donald Trump. Anywho, talking about UN Paul. Anywho, yeah. That's a real thing that happens in the world of TKO. If the B-side opponent is injured, there may not be somebody else that's able to step in. So I like the story.
Yeah, I think that with all this too, it kind of reminds me a little bit of, remember Seth in WrestleMania 38?
Mm-hmm.
It was like, who's he going to face? And they had the thing with Vince McMahon and all that stuff. And, oh, pick your opponent. I'll handpick him. You know, maybe Nick Aldis is like, I'm tired of your disrespect. I'm tired of you thinking you can just do whatever you want. I'm going to handpick your opponent for WrestleMania. Don't worry, Randy. You'll be on the card, and I know exactly who you're going to face. If it's not him, that makes a lot of sense.
And I think if you went with that story, I think
it builds intrigue, too, around the match.
The conversation of it being him would ramp up.
Yeah.
It would ramp.
And he could obviously come out, and he'll be like, okay, I know who your opponent is, and I'm about to introduce him now or whatever. And then they could be a grand entrance for whoever it's going to be.
The only thing I would like to see from Nick, if they went with that direction, I'll go with your Jey Uso, a little bit of a tamer version of your Jey Uso theory from the show last week, of Nick can't just come back next week and just, everything's good. Like, he'll be professional, because that's how Nick handles business. There needs to be a little bit of an edge.
I think, especially when I would have that affect the rest of his conversations with everybody else on the show, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chelsea Green comes to talk to him about a match or whatever it is, and he's a little irritated,
a little short.
Yeah, a little more. I don't have time for this today. Like,
yeah.
you know, I'm on a different level right now with this. Like,
but he needs to still look like a man, not like Adam Pearce and just have like mental breakdowns. But like,
exactly,
it has to be like I'm a boss handling business, but a little short.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just one of those things you just got to look into.
We're excited. It's a reason to pay attention to Randy now as we move kind of into this season when KO was the match, but were we really super excited about it? This adds a level of intrigue to it that maybe we weren't going to get without anything else. So
Hall of Fame talk coming up in less than 5 minutes. I want to quickly move over to AEW. They have a pay-per-view tonight.
Can we quickly move past AEW? Is that possible?
When we do live shows on pay-per-view days, we do have to address it just a little bit.
We don't have to. Have to do anything.
Swerve Strickland is the number one contender.
For now.
It was a year ago. It was this exact pay-per-view, AEW Dynasty, where he won his first AEW championship. He, of course, went on to lose to Bryan Danielson.
And he lost it the following Wednesday when they said to put him on 15th. Yeah.
Yeah. And then dropped it, of course, to Jon Moxley. And if, in case you forgot what the AEW World Heavyweight Championship looked like, we do too, because we have not seen it physically.
It's been in a briefcase.
It's been in a briefcase for the last imagine the Cavaliers win the World Championship, and they say...
They put the Larry O'Brien in an
We're going to put the Larry O'Brien trophy away. Like, you'll never see it.
It's going to be in an overnight suitcase. You're not going to see it.
During the championship parade, when they're presented it, it's in a case, but, like, LeBron and Kyrie, they never actually take it out. They put it in the car, and it's never to be seen.
They take it from Adam Silver. They put it in extra large carry-on. And you don't see it for until the next champion
You'll
wins.
never see it. Yeah.
A full year. You don't
When
see
Golden
it.
State wins it the next year, then you see it again.
Yeah, all of a sudden now it's back.
That's the AEW championship right now.
If it didn't make any sense when we were saying it, welcome to the podcast.
Is it time to pull the plug on this story and give Swerve the championship?
It's been time to pull the plug on the story before they started the story.
Yeah.
Because it was stupid from the beginning. It's one of the worst stories, and it's not me saying that. It's not, other podcasters saying it. It's literally all the AEW fans. Hey, we're tired of this. We've been tired of this. So obviously Moxley's going to win. And they're going to keep going because in Tony Khan's mind, it's like, oh, they say they don't like it, but they like it. They like it. They're talking about it.
Tony has said that the metrics have grown.
It's not because of all the other stuff that maybe you started to turn around a little bit, like
the ratings have grown.
Like the Herbans being on half the show, or
the extra 3 million people that's watching Dynamite and over their NBA programming on HBO Max. Yeah, the programming has grown, but somehow
normally F means for failure, but this time it means false.
Wow, that was good.
Every once in a while, I get a couple of those.
I think we talked about it a little. We talked about it months before. The big story is somebody saving AEW. That's the whole point. It's like somebody is saving AEW.
Listen, Jesus is not coming back. I know Easter's right around the corner, but for all of our religious folks out there, the Messiah does not give a fudge about AEW.
In Swerve's case, Swerve is trying to win this championship for himself. I'm just trying to follow along the story that they're presenting. And the story that they're presenting is that somebody has to take the championship for the greater good of AEW, for the greater good of the company. The only person that probably is able to do that is currently training to climb Mount Everest right now. So is it
so
worth
dumb.
the long-term investment?
So dumb. I'm sorry. You had to bring it up. Like, I cannot describe to people, oh, it's scripted, do whatever, he can do what he wants. I'm like, yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Again, I liken it to having Donovan Mitchell. We're in Cleveland, obviously. This is Northeast Ohio. Mm-hmm. And Donovan Mitchell, in his prime, tells you, listen, I'm going to take off 3 months of the season because I want to go climb a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think Kobe Altman's response is going to be to that, the general manager of the Cavaliers? No,
you're under contract.
No.
First of all, you're under contract.
Donovan, no.
And then number two, you're our biggest investment.
Yes.
Like,
you're the leader of this group, so to speak. You're the top babyface in Darby Allin's situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not letting you climb Mount Everest right now. If you were off TV already and you were kayfabe hurt or whatever it is, that's one thing. But we're in the middle of all this, and we need this story to go, and we need to pivot to someone that could do this.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't go climb a mountain right now. Absolutely not.
And there are some people who are like, well, he could do whatever he wants. It's his
You're
life.
exactly right. He can do exactly whatever he wants. And then I'm tearing up his contract and firing him for that because you're not going to put my company at risk.
And his life at risk.
That's how bad of a businessman Tony Khan is. Like, I'm not even, like, it's,
but
he's not good.
But
like,
that's
it's not.
The story. The story is, and told poorly, it was the one time where they did like a video package with Renee Paquette. It's like the 30-minute backstage show of them actually explaining the story.
Oh, with Moxley and those guys?
With Moxley.
When they were in the dungeon?
They were in the dungeon.
They were in the storm cellar in Idaho? Like there was about to be a tornado going outside?
They were about to film Twister, and they decided to film an angle.
Yeah, Helen Hunt wasn't making a cameo, though. Sorry.
But that was it. And they didn't even play the whole thing on television at any point.
No.
So
they had to watch it on YouTube.
80% of your audience don't know the story.
They have something with Swerve and Hangman, just because that's been such a long rivalry. Swerve admitting to Hangman that, like, I knew I deserved what I did, what you did to me, because I did to you. Like, that's something there. But we've noticed with those relationships, like Cole and MJF and stuff, Tony Khan usually fumbles it. So I'm hoping he doesn't, but at the same point, you have to know who's writing the stories.
And that's the thing, too. It's like if Swerve does win the championship, you do have you have ideal opponents, Hangman being one of them, and there's a few others that you could throw out there, too. But, yeah, they're in a tough position. Remember, again, for those, and I will fully admit, for AEW fans, this podcast may not be for you because we break down stories. So if
you want me to tell you how many flips Will Ospreay did in his match last week, I can't because I don't care, and you shouldn't really either. If it's not about how many flips the guy can do or how many frog splashes he hits or how long the match went and dragged.
I think Will Ospreay is facing somebody from here tonight. No,
and yet here I am not caring.
That's again, we're here to break down. You're an AEW fan. You know what to expect from the pay-per-views. The pay-per-views, as far as wrestling quality, you're going to probably like.
Yeah.
You're going to probably love, actually, and you might brag about it. And
you might show up to our show the week after and say
they've
turned the corner
from a whole other city.
And then you watch them turn that corner, and they turn another one right back to where they were before. It was great.
It
was fantastic.
It's almost there. Not one of my proudest moments.
No, yeah. Not at all.
All right. I said 5 minutes. We hit 7, so I'm close. I'm getting closer with
You're
these.
keeping track now?
I kind of am. Rebecca's my ride. I have to tell her when we're done. So
she's circling the block right now like a shark.
If you want, here's a sales pitch to come here at 10 a.m. Everything's fully stocked and stuff. She took half the store. So
She had 15 bags when she walked out. It was crazy.
I told her, we're going here at 11 o'clock, but the whole hour, I couldn't help Pete set up because the whole hour we're back there scavenger hunt. And
told you get lost in this place. It's
you do.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
No, Tom, he'd when you go to the zoo, they have the map when you first walk in. He should put a map.
You are here.
Wait.
Back there somewhere. You are. Yeah.
We have it right there. It's right there for us. We can just figure it out.
It's off camera, but Pete just did it. It's the side. You are here. Let's talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because it will air. The ceremony will air at 3 in the morning on WrestleMania weekend. Triple H being inducted. I do want to hit on Triple H for a little bit first. We see it week in and week out, the impact that he has had behind the scenes, what he has done. But it's hard to believe, but Triple H, we've watched it, but sometimes it's underappreciated, what he was able to do in ring his whole career. They've been highlighting it on television. But when you think of Triple H in the ring, what comes to mind for you?
It's kind of tough. Just because I feel like he's been, I want to say managed, but even kind of just pushed as one of the best ever, right? But then you actually listen to some of the guys that booked and talked, some of the managers and stuff. Yeah, he was all right. But it was the emotion he brought into it that kind of, you talk about being a full-rounded character, having the stories, but he was also again on top in one of the worst eras. His reign of terror with the World Heavyweight Championship was sometimes really hard to watch. And there was other people that were involved in that we don't talk about anymore.
There was a brief stretch where I did not watch pro wrestling. I'm not saying it was Triple H's fault, but it was the whole you're growing up, kind of think, it's for kids, and then realize that's stupid talk. But yeah.
But that being said, 14-time champion, Grand Slam champion. I think he won all the titles. Because European is technically the U.S., and then they did the whole thing.
The Intercontinental with The Rock, that whole feud.
He's won that I think 1 or 2 times or whatever. Deserving. I think it was only a matter of time before, and it was kind of surprising it took this long for him by himself to get in.
Yeah,
because he's in with Evolution, or he's in with DX. Evolution is not in the Hall of Fame,
and they will be soon.
Maybe
they will. I don't. Hall of Fame. Anybody can.
Ric Flair wants to be a 15-time Hall of Famer too.
He probably. Hey, Evolution. Evolution has one of the greatest theme songs, though.
He's gonna go in for all the groups he was in. He's gonna go in by himself. He's gonna go in because of his energy drink.
For all the groupies he was a part of too.
What about Space Mountain?
Great ride at Disney, although needs some improvements. Don't worry, nobody will be there. They'll all be at Universal at the Super Mario World. Anywho. Was my budget
Dude. Hey.
5 different parks down there.
What are we doing?
I don't know. I really went into sales pitch mode there. That
You
was
did
scary.
something that's
That was-
thousands of miles away.
That was scary. Triple H is the one. We talk about like how The Rock and Stone Cold represents like 1 or 2 eras, right? So we know them from the Attitude Era. Of course, Stone Cold had a lengthy career beforehand.
Triple H is the bridge to Terabithia of the eras.
He's right. He's right. The bridge from from Hunter Hearst Helmsley, the mid '90s, Curtain Call, the bridge to the Attitude Era, to the Evolution Era, to the
A ruthless aggression.
ruthless
Which kinda tied
aggression.
into that.
He's the bridge to all of this.
He's almost been around longer than Vince was at this
That's
point. I mean,
crazy.
my God, he's been there since the mid '90s. I mean,
If you talk about in-ring, I think many people will say, and I say many people because we were young, so we can't really judge in-ring quality from like the late '90s. But when you watch Triple H before the injury, he was elite in-ring performer. In-ring elite. He had to adapt to a more storytelling-based wrestler. Kind of what you see now in today's wrestling. Like, he emphasizes more storytelling.
didn't have a lot of bad matches even after his hamstrings and the quad injuries and all that stuff. But yeah, he kind of curtailed it a little bit more, to do certain things that were safer, that kind of stuff. But he was never a high flyer. He was never a. But I mean, yeah, I think he's worthy of headlining the class. But the moment thing was kind of that threw me off a little bit now because matches are going in. I mean, it wasn't even a match. It's the immortal moment.
Yeah.
Which, you know what, is not bad. It's not a bad idea. But
I guess for me, go ahead.
well, maybe it makes the night shorter because we're ready to watch SmackDown, and I don't want to. That's going to be a long weekend anyway of watching stuff.
Yeah, I guess for
I don't
me,
know.
when you're talking about,
They're not going to play the whole match, are they? I hope not.
I tried to watch it a little bit yesterday. It's not.
In the moment, it didn't feel like it, but after, it really built and put Stone Cold on the path. I think the next year is the year he won the championship from Shawn.
Right.
So, like, it kind of gave him the.
I guess my thing is.
The here you go
I
type
guess my
stuff.
thing is, not to disrespect the match, but why that match? And that's the story they may have to tell at the ceremony.
I think they will because Stone Cold is going to be there.
Yeah.
So is Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bret Hart's like the Shaquille O'Neal of wrestling. Everything that happened in the past is the good parts, and everything you see today is terrible. even though the Cavaliers are a great story, the Oklahoma City Thunder is a great story, and Jokic scored over 60 points, so did Curry. But none of that matters in today's because today's basketball doesn't measure up to basketball you see in the 80s and 90s, not to the likes of Shaq and Stephen A. Smith, but that's just me. That's Bret Hart and how he describes pro wrestling today. Nothing is good enough because, it's not how they used to do it, how we used to do it.
Again, you're telling the kids to get off your lawn.
Sick of it. It's just like if you're going to cover this, like if you don't like anything you see, get off of television. Like, you shouldn't be working for TNT. Okay.
So that's what now? That's Braun Strowman. Bret Hart's on the list of people AA doesn't like.
Oh,
All women.
No, stop it. Did I ever tell you know this? We're in the same class at OMS. I said to our classmate Triple G that Bret Hart is overrated. He did not want to talk to me for the rest of that day.
He was wrong about a lot, but he was right about that.
Because I said, I'm like, in the ring he's great, but like character.
He didn't really start to get a character until he started turning heel.
He didn't get a character until he started complaining about Bill Goldberg.
Well, that was from the beginning.
Real quickly, Hall of Fame,
Yeah.
rapid fire. Michelle McCool,
Yeah,
inducted.
I'm fine with that. A lot of people aren't, but I'm fine with it.
I never really liked her, but she's a heel. I think sometimes, though, with heels, they don't. Sometimes when you're a good heel, when you're a great heel, you don't want to give them the props.
Yeah.
one day the Miz is going to be in the Hall of Fame, and like people are not going to want to give the Miz his props. But he's a great heel. He's annoying. He does things he needs to do.
I think the issue with Michelle was that she was only there for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
But I said it before too. She kind of bridged a gap. You talk about Triple H bridging gaps from like being the not taken so seriously in women's wrestling in the beginning to when she was leaving or when she was pretty much done, being one of the wrestlers, so to speak, of the women that were in the Divas division. Like I think she was the first Divas champ too. Like she tried to make it more about wrestling, less about just like, oh yeah, I got all this plastic surgery, I did all this, that, or whatever to look this way. Like she actually tried to wrestle
right
to an extent. And then her and Layla were a great combo. That was
like
the Iconics before the
Mm-hmm.
Iconics. That was, Paige and AJ before Paige and AJ. Like that there was those two that like made being a duo group kind of cool. So
And some people will complain, well, she is married to The Undertaker, but
it doesn't hurt. But I mean, at the same point,
you got to put in the work, too.
She had her own work, and she wasn't married to him when she left.
I know.
So I mean, yeah.
Got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Natural disasters.
Got to have a tag team.
Got to have a tag team. They did a great job. That shows you how much
Think about the
we
names that are coming up, though. The Rock is still a name out there who's not in the Hall of Fame at all. Cena, after this year, I imagine next year he's going
next
in.
year. Oh yeah,
I would imagine.
he's your leading. We'll see how this year plays out.
Batista still is not in the Hall of Fame yet.
Really?
As
As a solo act?
Nope. He has not been inducted yet. They haven't found the time to make it work yet.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's still a thing.
Okay.
Orton, obviously, they've shown that they're willing to induct people while they're still wrestling. Ray went in.
Yeah, Ray.
And Ray's still
went in.
going.
Yep.
Mysterio. I mean, there's all the names they
Speaking
have.
of somebody who needs to come here to be a sweetie to be a good father, Rey Mysterio. Dominic's right, deadbeat dad. Go ahead, continue. My bad.
Yeah, I'm good. What else do you have? Anything else you want to get off your chest?
No, I'm good.
Any more women you want to disparage while we're on the
I
air?
have no problem.
Sexist.
Let's leave those terrorists alone. All right. We are done. But the shopping here doesn't stop. Of course, here at BA Sweeties, special Easter extended hours open here today until 6. Of course, Interstate 480 to Ridge Road exit. Make a left on Brookpark Road, and you see a giant lollipop look something like this, come on inside. And
tell them we sent you, too.
Yeah, tell them Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
We were here. And Kyle, AA, let them know. Let Pete, let them know, like, hey, Pete sent them here. Like, right here.
Pete, our traffic coordinator, literally behind the scenes, too, just telling people it's okay to walk behind us.
And the cool thing, too, when you come in, even though there's a lot of people here, there's a ton of space back there, too. And they have live staff at all 13 cash
I hope they're
registers.
alive. Yeah.
I
The
think
one
they're
on
all
dead
alive.
staff, yeah.
I think they're all alive. But all 13
Don't want
counters.
zombies working behind there.
So the line is moving when you come in, of course. And again, we want to thank Tom
Yes.
from BA Sweeties. Full operation. Does a great job. Unbelievable staff that's here. And this is so exciting to have all this here.
I think the goal is hopefully when it gets a little bit warmer outside and all that stuff too, when the golf courses get open, many of the putt, when it gets unlocked, and then the new concessions, everything too, eventually we'll be back. Do something outside here at BA Suite. We'll see if we have the capabilities to do something live outside. So.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. We'll definitely try it. But again, if you're watching us for the first time, Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. That's where you can follow us, Anthony Alford, Kyle Cornell, on YouTube, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. We're on there. And, of course, every audio platform you can think of. Your favorite audio podcasting platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Odyssey. We're
Candy, do it all.
We're excited for that. And, so we'll have all that for you. But we're out of time here today. We are out of time.
We'll see you guys, obviously, next week, and then the next live stream on the 19th. That'd be awesome. Hopefully I'll have TikTok figured out by then.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on.
I have to give them a drop of my blood. That's how it works.
Confirm your age.
Yeah, confirm your age. They do DNA tests.
For Kyle Cornell, AA Anthony, for for Pete, for Jacob. I know Jacob's not here, but he's usually with us, of course.
He's here in spirit.
For all the crew.
Not
here
opening the door.
at LPV Productions, Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Here from BA Sweeties. Have a great rest of your weekend and happy Easter to all of you.